Many of us look up to the pros and wonder, how on earth are they going so fast? What is it that they're doing that's different to your normal person? Well, it can come down to bike setup. And in this video, we've got 5 different ways to set up your bike like a pro. Let's kick it off by having a look at tires. They're your only contact point on the trail. So you've got your braking edge, you've got your cornering, and of course, rolling resistance. Now, if you are a pro rider, you're lucky in the fact that you're going to have an unlimited supply of tires. You might have different compounds, different widths, different sizes. You might change different variations front and rear. There's so many different things. But there are a few pointers that we can give you on how to set your tires up like a pro. One of the biggest changes that you can make to your tire and how it actually grips is you can adjust the pressure. And you can do this really simply by getting yourself a tire gauge. All you've got to do, you just got to pop that onto the valve and automatically it's actually going to give you a reading. Now, I like to find a base setting, and by finding a base setting, I mean you want to find somewhere that's not going to give you too much rolling resistance, but you're also going to have some grip out on the trail. So to do this, really start with something that you feel comfortable with. Get out on the trail, do a few runs, feel comfortable on the bike, and then look, is the bike gripping? Have I got too much rolling resistance, too much drag? And then adjust just from that point. You can just adjust it using your pump and your pressure gauge. It's dead easy to do, and it's also a quick adjustment that's going to make a huge difference to how you ride. Another tire setup tip that I could give you is to use different tires front and rear. On the front of my bike, I've got something a little bit more aggressive. It's got bigger knobs, bigger sidewall as well, so you can really push the bike into the turns. You're going to have so much front wheel grip. And on the rear, I've got something a little bit faster rolling. It's still strong, it's still stable, I've still got a great braking edge, but it's going to roll a little bit faster. It's not going to slow me down, and when I do want to accelerate, I've got that option. Brakes. It might sound silly, but to go fast, you've got to be able to slow down quickly. All the pro riders, they get regular brake bleeds, they get their pads changed, the rotors cleaned. All this ultimately means that you're just going to be able to slow down quicker. It's not time consuming and it's not expensive. So if you take care of your brakes, you're going to be able to stop before you lose control and you could have a big crash. The area that you have the biggest control from is actually your cockpit. So that relates to your stem, your bars, your grips, and also your brake levers and their position. The first point that I'm going to talk about is bar roll. Now, bar roll relates to the angle that your bar is at and also the sweep. So if you roll them back, you can actually see there that it totally changes the position of the handlebar. Likewise, if I roll it forward. If I put it into my preferred position, that's it right there, then what you can actually see is that my arms are pretty much straight. I've got a slight bend in the elbows. And if I come down to the bars, it's almost like I'm in a press-up position and I look pretty strong. Not too strong though. But if you actually move it right backwards, and this is a position that I don't feel comfortable in, and I go back down to the bar, you can see that I'm not using that same muscle range. I'm not really using the shoulder muscles, around the back of my shoulders as well. They're not being utilized at all. So it's really going to affect how you ride the bike and how you perform out on the trail. Likewise, rolled too far forward and you can see my wrists are really in an awkward position. All the pressure's on them and I'm going to build up arm pump. Brake lever angle, like the bar roll, is often something overlooked. I've got in this position right here, which is something that I'm actually really not comfortable with, and I'll show you why. When I take the hand off, you can actually see that my fingers are pointing downwards, my wrist has got a slight bend in it, and it's leaving me put a huge amount of pressure onto that grip and I'm having to hold on tight. Likewise, when I get over the back of the bike, I've really got to reach for that lever. It's not just right there. So I pull it right up into my usual position, which is quite flat, but it's very comfortable. I'm putting all the weight of my grip right through the center of my hand. My wrist is in a strong position, and you can see when I take it back off that it's almost completely flat. I've got the maximum amount of grip in the bike, and the brakes are going to work well even when I'm over the back of the bike on steeper sections. The one thing that is really personal in your cockpit is grips. Now, you can jump on someone's bike and go, they're absolutely horrible. Or you can jump on someone's bike and go, they're amazing, what are they? Experiment a little with them. I like mine to be quite thin, but also very tacky. One of the biggest aspects in your bike you can actually change dead easily and is going to affect the handling is the suspension. The first thing that you want to do, regardless of it being a hardtail or a full suspension, is set the sag correctly. I'm not going to go into detail how to do this. We've got a few great videos already on the channel on how to do it. Then you want to learn how the compression and also the rebound works and how it affects when you're riding out on the trail. Once you've got this, take this as your base setting, just like we did with the tire pressures. Then you can work out depending where you are, what you want to adjust, whether you want a little bit more low speed, a little more high speed, and how the bike and the forks are really working to the terrain. Write all these settings down, use your notes on your phone, or you can go old school and use a bit of paper as well. At any point, you can always relate back to them, and you can find the settings that work best for you. Of course though, this list could not be complete without talking about customization. It could be that you've got your name on your top tube, you want to get your name on the pedals like the pros do, that's a hard one to get. Or it could be that you want to get matching gold hubs to something else that's matching gold. Or you could just have titanium bolts, or even simpler, matching kit and bike. I very recently got this Kashima top cap from Fox, and I've got to say, it's definitely, 100% certainly, made me faster on the bike, and I know it. Anyway, if you want to watch some more videos from GMBN and you want to be like a pro, then why don't you click just up there and you're going to get to how to do enduro with Martin Mays, or you can click down there and you're going to get to a video with Brendan Fairclaw, how to manual through rollers. Don't forget to click on that big globe to subscribe, and I'm just going to go back and look at this top cap.